Hello everybody, it's Sarah, and I think you can already tell that my voice is not in mint condition today. I am actually kind of sick, which is the reason why, as of me filming this right now, it's Friday. I uploaded a review yesterday and did not film a new video. However, I do not want to upload 3 reviews in a row, and also Sunday is the last uploading day of the month, and usually I always upload my TBRs then, which is what we're gonna do today. So yeah, I hope you don't mind if I sound like shit. I hope you're as entertained as I am by my voice, and we'll just somehow get through this. By the way, I'm currently working as a tour guide in museums. I've been doing tours like this for the past 2 days. I actually had a tour of elementary school children like this today, and yeah, it was a struggle because elementary school children can be loud. So yeah, that sucked. By the way, if you're wondering why I didn't call in sick, I don't live in America where I wouldn't get paid sick leave in a lot of jobs. I actually would get paid sick leave. However, there's 4 people at the museum, 2 full-time jobs and 2 interns, one of which I am. The interns are only there part-time, so if we have a full day at work, like yesterday, today we only had half a day because the museum closes at 1 on Fridays. But if we have a full day at work, we have 2 shifts. I had to take the morning shift because currently the 2 full-time jobs are out of commission because one is sick and the other is on a business trip. The other intern had an interview in the morning, so I had to take the morning shift. And also, like this, had to do a presentation in front of an official delegation from Estonia, talking about the museum, which was fun. And then today, the 2 full-time people still out of commission because one is sick, as I said, and the other one is on a business trip. And today the second intern had a vacation day. So if I hadn't been at the museum literally couldn't have opened, so I couldn't take a sick day, which is great. Anyway, let's get into the video, and let's talk about which books I plan to read in December, in the last month of the year. As with all other months, this year I have 6 books on this TBR. I have 5 fiction books, 1 non-fiction book. Starting with the non-fiction book, I won't go into it too much. I still have Orientalism. I still haven't started it. I won't go into what this is about again because I think I've talked about it often enough already. It's a very formative work that is used in a lot of different cultural studies. It's kind of one of the base works within cultural studies, and I want to read it for my master's thesis, which I still haven't started. But yeah, so I will hopefully finally start this in December. Then I have a book I started a few months back that I really want to finish because I got it for Christmas last year, so I kind of want to finish it before Christmas this year, and that is The First Woman by Jennifer Nansumbuga Makumbi. This is a kind of, I think it's kind of in the realm of magical realism. It's by a Ugandan author, I believe, yeah. It's a Ugandan author, and it's an intoxicating mix of Ugandan folklore and modern feminism that will linger in the memory long after the final page. I don't know that much about it. I know it's kind of about a girl who kind of starts asking questions about who her mother is. And yeah, I have read the first few chapters of this. I've read about 20-ish pages, yeah, 25 pages. And I really wanna finish this before Christmas. Next, I have a book that I actually also had on my November TBR, but that I then decided that I didn't want to read it in November, but I want to put it on the poll for my book club buddy read for December, and it ended up winning. And that book is Kaikeyi by Vaishnavi Patel. My book club, by the way, is of Queens, Witches and Valkyries, and we read 1 adult fantasy written by a woman or genderqueer person a month. We buddy read it. The links to the Twitter and the Discord will be down below, so if you're interested in joining us. This month we read Gideon the Ninth. Next month, obviously, we're reading Kaikeyi, and this one is a retelling of the Ramayana following, I think, one of the characters who's a villain in the Ramayana, which, by the way, the Ramayana is one of the big Indian epics. And I think today or yesterday, I saw the author like tweet out like a really short explanation of what the book is about, and I really liked it, so I'm just going to read you that instead of trying to explain what this is about, because we all know I suck at explaining books if I have already read them, and it's even worse if I haven't read them yet. So Vaishnavi Patel says, Kaikeyi is a debut historical fantasy novel retelling the story of an evil stepmother from Hindu myth and examining religious patriarchy in our epics. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to this. Can't wait for it. And yeah, it's also on my r/fantasy bingo board, which I am so far behind on that one. I really need to get to it. I think I barely read half of the books on that board, and I only have 4 months left, and I don't have a single bingo yet, so that's exciting. Since we're already talking about my r/fantasy bingo board, the next book I decided to pick up in December because I do have it on that board, and that is Not Good for Maidens by Tori Bovalino. This is, I think, kind of a horror fantasy type story, and it's a retelling of, I believe it's a poem, The Goblin Market. I don't know it. I've since heard that it's actually quite famous, but yeah, I'm not very well versed in poetry and stuff. And this is, as I said, a retelling. I think it's kind of horror, dark fairy tale vibes. And I don't know what it's about exactly, except it's about this magical market, and one day the aunt of our main character disappears and she has to try and save her, or something along those lines. But once again, I'm not very good at explaining books that I have not read yet. Lastly, before we get to my series TBR chart pick, I really want to finish the God King Chronicles before the year is over. So I really want to read The Godbreaker by Mike Brooks, which is the third and final book. Have I finished my reread of the first book yet? No. Have I started my reread of the second book, which was on my November TBR? No. Am I still gonna put this on my December TBR? Yes, obviously. This is an adult high fantasy series, and it's one of those series where the plot in the first book is really focused mostly on one location, while also showing us kind of glimpses of other stuff that's going on in the background. And then the second book opens more up, but in the first book we mostly follow the people of Black Keep, who for years have been struggling with raiders who regularly come to, you know, raid and pillage and kill people. And so they're kind of worried when the raiders' ships once again are on the horizon, because they know they will not be able to defeat them and they'll likely all die. However, imagine their surprise when the raiders don't come to raid, but actually come to settle, and they come in peace. And so it's about just two different cultures that have a lot of bad blood between them, and them kind of trying to get along, learn about each other's cultures. And as I said, there's also a lot of other stuff going on in the background, but that's like the main focus of the first book. And yeah, I really love the first two books. I am so excited for the third book, because this definitely has the potential of being an all-time favorite series for me. So lastly, I have my series TBR chart, and then I can give my voice a rest. In here I have all unfinished series that I currently have on my shelves. Since I started a few series I didn't, you know, keep up to date with the new releases in series that I was caught up on, I had actually a few series that I didn't have in my chart the past few months, but I now updated my chart again, so now I have all my unfinished series in this chart. Well, the ones where there are books that I have not read yet. And whichever series I pull from this chart, I will just read the next book in that series. So let's see what I have. I have The Wilderwood by Hannah Witten. The first book was For the Wolf. I actually don't have it here. I think I lent it to Scylla, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the first book was For the Wolf. The second and last book, because it's just a duology, came out this year. It's For the Throne. So I guess I'll continue on with this. This is not necessarily a retelling, but is kind of the story that is very much inspired by fairy tales. Even though the first book is called For the Wolf, and obviously supposedly is a Red Riding Hood inspired story, I think it's far more inspired by The Beauty and the Beast. And yeah, I'm interested to see where the second book goes. I wasn't like the biggest fan of the first book. I think I would have given it like 3 stars if I had rated books last year. But nevertheless, I still want to finish the series, also because it's just a duology, so it's not a big deal. It's not, you know, a big effort to finish this. And so yeah, that was it for this video. It's rather short. Once again, very sorry for my voice. If you're interested in buddy reading any of the books that I mentioned, tell me in the comments down below, or join us on Discord if you want to buddy read Kaikei. But as always, I am very open to buddy reading any of the books that I read, because it also gives me motivation to actually get to them. If you have read any of the books, tell me what your thoughts were when you read them. Did you like them? Did you not like them? If you enjoyed this video, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and also subscribing. And yeah, as always, all the links to my social media and to my book club are linked down below. So go and check those out. I will now go to sleep, and yeah, I wish you a very happy first Advent for anyone who is celebrating Advent. Because like today is the first Advent, which is the beginning of the Christmas season in Austria. It's like 4 Sundays before Christmas. It's the first, second, third and fourth Advent. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. Happy beginning of the Christmas season. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.